I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, I believe in the sophomore year of undergrad.
Yeah.
I was probably like maybe 20, 21, somewhere right around there. So probably about 15 or so years ago.
Wow.
And I had that, just terrifying experience of looking in the toilet and seeing blood.
Yeah.
And I literally thought that like maybe my insides were falling out of me or something.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to my family, reached out to my parents, and, we went and saw the doc, went through that kind of whole routine, saw the GI doc, and did a colonoscopy, was diagnosed.
Yep.
That time, I think I had a polyp removed maybe. So just there was a lot of stuff going on that I just really didn't know. I was really uneducated. They said this was going to be permanent. This was going to be for the rest of your life. And I was terrified, and it just kept getting worse. And I ended up in the hospital 2 different times because we were just so scared about what was happening. More and more blood, more and more mucus, more and more pain, more and more cramping, can't sleep, can't work. That first bout last year, I had to take off 8 weeks. And so,
and this is while you're eating the right things, you're doing natural medicine, you're doing a vigorous, high intense functional medicine, natural medicine protocol with one of the best doctors, functional doctors in the country.
I was still having, 12 to 15 bowel movements a day, still bloody and mucousy, still losing weight. So that first year of Flare, I lost 40 pounds. Kind of the second round of that, I ended up losing 20 pounds. I had no energy, and ultimately that led to having to go on short-term disability. So this last year, I had to take off 6 months of work because I was literally just so sick I couldn't get out of bed. We literally moved the mattress to the living room so that, I basically just lived on that mattress.
Where are your symptoms now?
Man. I hate even talking about them because I don't even like thinking about that stuff anymore. But, like I said, kind of where I was, where I am now, just very normal, regular stools, like just a happy, normal person. So 2 to 4 a day.
Wow. 2 to 4 normal bowel movements a day.
Correct.
What else?
The blood mucus thing is gone.
Wow.
The urgency. So I had a couple of experiences where I lost my bowels in the airport.
Yeah.
I was running to the bathroom in the airport off of the plane, and I lost it. And so we actually developed an emergency kit of clothes, boxers, wipes, things like that we carried in the car and in my wife's purse everywhere we went because of this worry and fear.
I had the same thing.
That we lived in of traveling, because you're like, man, we got to live our life still.
Yeah.
And so we got to get rid of all that stuff.
No more
emergency bags, so we don't have to worry about that. I mean, that's a big thing is, psychologically and mentally being free from fear and from worry.
Yeah.
I mean, it can just destroy your life. It can destroy the quality of your life. It can destroy your motivation. And so, those are things that I've regained and really have been kind of bolstered by you and by the community. And so more focus, more motivation, more gratitude, more intentionality with my life.
Yeah.
I mean, this really changed the essence of my life to be more intentional about serving others and about, as a coach, connecting with people and changing their lives. And so that's because of this program. That's because of this healing journey that I'm able to be in that state now. But, kind of back to a physical point, I was able to do a bike race recently, which,
bathrooms around.
Yeah,
No bathrooms around.
I didn't have to pull over and pull my bibs down or anything like that.
Right.
And I was so sick these last 2 years. I didn't know if I would ever be able to go on a bike, do a bike race or do a trail run again. I was willing to let that all go to be healthy. And so to get that back was like a bonus to me.
Wow.
That's why it was such kind of a neat goal in my healing journey. My weight came back. So I didn't have to worry about what I look like anymore and the skin and bone kind of things. As I focused on my health, the weight came back. So I didn't, the program's great because it's not weight centric. It's not, where we're just, looking at these metrics. It's a holistic quality of life type of program.
Yeah.
And so that was really great. Obviously the energy is there. You can tell right now.
Yeah.
Energy's
sleeping through the night now.
Sleeping through the night. So that was a big thing, as I was waking up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a night with like cramping, bloody urgency. And you know, we all know what it feels like to not have a good night's rest, and then throw, you know, the worry and fear on top of that. And I mean, it was, again, it's just a kind of a hopeless existence. And so.
And you're on no medications right now?
Correct. Yeah. So I was able to go off of the Remicade.
Wow.
Which I'd been on for like 6 or 8 months. We figured out through some trial and error that I actually had a allergic reaction to mesalamine. Yep. It was actually making me sicker. It was making my UC symptoms worse, and we didn't know that. And so I'm not on that. I'm not on steroids at all. I'm weaning off my pain medicine. So I was on pain management for a while, and I'm weaning off of that, and that's going really, really well because my body is healthy and vibrant. I'm able to wean off of that and still have all of my energy and vitality and sleep well, and you know, all those kinds of things, because that can be a little stressful sometimes. What if we found a community of people that were going through what you're going through, and that maybe some of them had found success? That was the one thing that I had never tried, and I literally had tried everything. Conventional medicine, holistic medicine, the best practitioners out there, but I had never connected with other people that were suffering like I was suffering. Yeah. And had hope and had tools and resources that they could share, that we could share together, that we could relate and be like-minded and kind of propel one another forward. And so she did a Google search, and two things came up, and one of them was the CCL program, the S.H.I.E.L.D program, and then there was someone else, and I don't know really what they were doing. And you know, we looked through the website, we listened to your story, Dane. I listened to a podcast you did with Mark Sisson on Primal Blueprint. And I was like, man, I get this guy. Like, I relate to everything that he went through. You talked about the hospital, the pain meds, and all the medicine, and almost dying. And your and I's picture looked very similar with the beard and the long hair, like, looking like we had been starving ourselves. Yeah, which was not the case at all. No. And so that was our introduction, and you know, we talked about it, we prayed about it, and said, you know, especially for what you said about what the value of the program and the cost, it was like no brainer. With what we had thrown at this was easy. Yeah, easy decision. We said, like, what's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is I'm out a little bit of money. But in return, I get connected with a community of people that are going through what I'm going through, which is a huge thing. Huge. But then I get to work with someone, you know, who is authentic and real, and thank you, and has a purity of heart, where you're willing to like go to those places with folks. And so that really resonated with me. And so it's a really easy decision, and signed up, downloaded what we needed to download, and got started. So people who get this diagnosis, this the IBD, the Crohn's, or the ulcerative colitis, we're very strong people. We have a very strong disposition. We've got a lot of energy and a lot of focus and drive and motivation. And I just encourage anyone listening to this to recognize that you're an incredibly strong person, and that you cannot put a price tag on your health. If you don't have your health, you literally don't have anything. And as a wellness coach, that's one of my big driving motivations for what I do is to help people gain their optimal health so they can be their best version of themselves, the father, the mother, the coworker, the niece, the aunt, whoever it is, put themselves first. That's so important. And there's a big difference between being, kind of like arrogant and selfish versus, self-centered. And I think that's a really important piece, because people depend on you. It's not just about me. It's not just about, my health. It's about my wife and my family, and they need me just as much as I need myself. And so just consider all of those things. Consider your worth and your value. You're incredibly valued and important. You mean a whole lot to the people around you. And so I learned to love myself through this process, and I don't think I really did, honestly. I wanted things, I wanted health, but it requires self-love in order to get it. You can't do both. And so, put yourself first and love yourself, I think, is a big piece.